Anyone first
It was
time?
quite different from what I usually.
Okay. Did you like it?
Yeah.
What did you like about it? But anything, any one thing.
Just the thought that one person can change
Hmm.
the direction of a life.
Hmm.
That's the point.
Okay. And somebody who's watching for the second time.
I believe like every time when there's like orthodox behavior is there, like traditions are being followed since a long time and all, and whenever like every time a good story is a universal story. So every time when a creative person comes and he wants to do something, he has to at first break the long standing tradition, and like maybe once he breaks that long standing tradition and creates a new one, and the new one has to be broken again, right? So that's how change like keeps progress. If you want to progress, you have to change. The society as a whole is afraid to change.
Yeah, change
Every
is the
time.
only thing that is constant.
Yeah, but like to change, you have to do something new, and to do something new, you'll have to. There is no precedent around that, like how to do it and all. Like for example, like this guy wants to do theater, but like his father wants to go in a traditional way, like medicine and stuff like that, right? So that's why like he's not being able to follow it. Like this is universally even in Three Idiots, this is like prevailing only.
Yes.
So the son here wants to do something new, like new generation do something new, and the old one wants to be old only, right? So I think like this will prevail, like this is a universal story, and
This
this
constant
story will,
struggle.
yeah,
Yes.
will prevail only.
Yeah.
Like someday, like I might at a certain age will, like even if I do that guy does theater, and his son comes along and wants to do something like gaming. He wants to do PUBG and all like that, something like that. And then at that point, then his father will, like that guy who is doing theater, he will say no, it's not good. So we actually don't know. But the thing is, I think at this point of time, everyone knows like in every discipline there is like a scope for everyone. So I think like after like 10 or 20 years, then every profession would be a like good profession.
More
to-
accepting.
Yeah.
The society will be more accepting of everyone.
Yeah. So yeah.
But in terms of like you've watched this film for the second time, probably after quite some time.
Yeah.
Were there new things that you noticed when you watched it this time? Anything new that you've noticed?
Yeah, like some of those languages of this movie that were like tough for me. The emotions, all the emotions were like, it was like revisiting those emotions for me, because I felt the same way
Yes.
when I saw it first time. This time maybe it's different because like I'm here at an art studio watching this movie, right? So when I was watching it for the first time, I was watching on my laptop only at my own room and thinking like, what could I do with my poetry? Maybe when I will recite my poetry today, you guys will listen to it. Like energy is getting reflected, and at that point, it was just me dreaming to do the things that I'm doing right now. So yeah, like that movie may like did something to me, and I did that energy, like I kept it and I reflected upon it, and after like I'm watching it for like after like 4 years, 5 years.
So
Now-
so Mr. John Keating has also influenced you
Yeah,
in some way.
in some way
Yes,
that
he's
influences-
inspired you. Inspired. We'll not use the
Maybe-
word influence.
Yeah,
Inspired.
Yeah, maybe in like subconscious way,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, that did happen. Yeah, I'm doing poetry for like I go to open mics and do poetry, like this is I do
Okay.
professionally also. So
That's nice.
तेरे बारे में हर रोज आप ही सुनिए.
Brother, can you restart?
Okay, sure. It's anyway going to. I was going to repeat it. So, but तुम लोगों को सुनना है आ जाओ, don't worry. शर्मा की चली गई. वक्त निकाल ही लेता हूँ सोचने का तेरे बारे में हर रोज तेरा चेहरा दोहराता हूँ जहन में, हर रोज सपनों से पहले तुझे सोचता हूँ, हर रोज सपनों से पहले तुझे सोचता हूँ, तू इतना हकीकत है मेरा, तुझे हर वहम से दूर हर रोज रखता हूँ. दुनिया हो सकती है मोह माया, तेरे लिए मेरा प्यार फिर भी है सच्चा. तूने अपनी नाक में कायनात छुपा ली, तूने अपनी नाक में कायनात छुपा ली. उस एक तिल पे, जैसे आपका भी तिल है इधर नाक पे, मैं नाक का तिल के बारे में ही है दिस थिंग, वो लाइन इज कि तूने अपने नाक में कायनात छुपा ली, उस एक तिल पे जहां भर की रात छुपा ली. तुझे जताना भी प्यार मेरा इतना मुश्किल था मेरे लिए, तूने कैसे मेरे वजूद को अपने में समा ली. आज आईने में मैं साफ देख रहा हूँ, तेरा ही नाम ले रही है मेरी आंखें. इन आंखों से कैसे तूने नजर हटा ली. You supposed to say Baba.
We are so deeply into your.
It's like they're more
Very unused to this actually.
Exercising the right not to walk. Thank you, Mr. Dalton. Just illustrate the point. Swim against the stream.
Us that we, the new will prevail, things will get better. But what I like about this movie, the very touched upon, the very highly accentuated part, but which is overlooked by a lot, is Neil's death.
yeah.
See, that's where it brings in new ideas. That see, when you are creating something new, it's not like you will always prevail. There's no guarantee.
Yeah.
There's no guarantee saying that people will accept. Like, look, if you have a look at Neil's father. When we first watched that movie, we knew one thing. We expected that, okay, it will maybe touch his heart, right?
Yeah.
Unexpectedly, that did not happen.
Did not happen.
Even after the death.
Even after his death, exactly. It's the same thing is just being perpetuated again and again,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
It's still continuing. Something as daunting as death cannot also change people.
I mean, just look at the principal's attitude towards the whole thing. He just wants his business up and running. He doesn't want anything to, hamper his standing.
No tradition should be broken.
Yeah, ultimately, in the name of tradition, he's just running his whole structure because he profits from this structure of tradition, right?
Yeah. There is always someone who profits from
Exactly,
the
but
structured yeah.
yeah. So what I like about this movie is that it's not sugar coated. You see that okay, you are going to follow this new path, and then things will be better. But ultimately, it's that
It shows the truth only.
exactly the thing is that it is a hard choice. It is a difficult path. And the only thing you can do is ultimately, like everyone else, right? They just, despite knowing that it's not the best, maybe from a more materialistic perspective, it's not the best choice because see, the guy who ratted them out, that was that was practical, that was smart, right? But then again, there are still people who, despite knowing all of this, will still follow it. That's what I really like about this whole thing, the whole movie. Yeah.
It's very balanced in terms of people's choices.
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
They have done justice to both the perspectives of people.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's the idea.
I think like at the end of the day, it's all about balancing both the worlds. Like I studied literature, then I was too into this zone of like writing poetry or listening to poetry and stuff like that.
Okay.
Then now I'm studying law. So I'm studying something which is structure of this society, like how rules are there. And earlier I studied how to break the rules, right? So now my mind is in a equilibrium state where I can know, like, there is Neil's father who is going to say something, and there is Neil who will do something beyond his like capacity to like explore basically explore his own psyche and stuff like that, right? So there are always going to be, you have to, there, I think the practical approach is to balance the both of the worlds.
Yeah.
I'm learning. Otherwise, like,
Keating's, the character of Keating is also extremely interesting because you know
Yeah.
he does realize at one point that he's showing a boy who really has no choice. He's showing the value of freedom to a person who does not have the liberty to get that.
yeah, and he realizes that in that
And
situation or
see, what I think is very interesting about Neil's decision to end his own life, that it was the only decision that he could make by himself.
and
Because
that,
see,
he was feeling I was
if he
good.
lives exactly
Yeah, yeah.
because if he lives on, ultimately he will have to follow his father's decision.
Yeah.
Right.
What
Does he have?
But he died knowing that he was good.
Well,
Like he was like
His father accepted that he was good.
Exactly.
he was repeatedly saying I was good, and then like he acted
That's
out
what
the
the
whole
father
thing, and
believed he
then
could
he
have
killed
continued.
That's what he was feeling, and that's what he was saying again and again. That you see, I'm trapped. Because he knows he's trapped because he doesn't have a choice. He doesn't have anything, that he can do for himself freely. What's his freedom? The only thing he has for free that's not influenced or dictated by anyone is his own life. That's it. So he just decides to end it.
Yeah. But like sometimes like the people don't have any choice, but it's a really harsh decision, but he took it
Very tough.
knowing that he has done it, like got it. Like, at the end of the day he will have to be a doctor or something like that, so at least he died
What's
knowing
his
that
freedom? That's the only free choice he has.
But in terms of film language, has anybody have you made any observations with the film language, the mood of the film changing with light, color, sound?
yeah.
Have you guys observed something? Anything that you can like recall right now?
In that cave there was a scene when like that guy was playing that instrument, and that instrument was keep playing and he was like sitting there, and that's a good
That's
editing.
how the focus was
Yeah.
drawn.
I
to
really
him.
like that part where the master was closing his eyes, where he made them believe that he can sing that poem.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
believe,
yeah.
I believe
The camera,
everybody has
yeah.
that seed inside them. It just needs nourishment, water, and
Somebody who understands how to bring that seed up.
sprout,
Right? Yeah.
sprout the seed. I believe everybody was enjoying the concept when they were into the cave. That after all, we all are seed. We just need to sprout. Some need nourishment, some need watering, some need different kind of choices. And once we sprout, we come out of the cave and that cage. We think that we are, bounded by. But once you're out of that cocoon, and everybody feels
Yeah.
the freedom of choice, and everybody enjoys it.
They become their authentic selves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think Keating is a very interesting character because he identified each individual on their own and then he watered their strengths.
yes,
Right?
yeah.
He never undermined anybody or kept everyone on the same page.
And his teaching style, somebody told what are you teaching? Like when the walking, the
Exactly.
plot was there.
Yes.
So he stated that statement what was the statement that I remember that there was a statement what he said. It's a very beautiful statement that learning is not by something like that. And there was a statement. When
When he was teaching the dangers of conformity.
and there's a very beautiful line he said, It's just the word and languages which changes everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe the foundation of humanity is communication.
Yes, true. That's
Everything is
the
from
whole movie was
communication.
about communication. Yeah, how Neil couldn't communicate his feelings verbally to his dad, how his dad couldn't understand him, how his father couldn't understand his own feelings, how Todd also had issues in expressing himself, how I don't know how the other guy, I forgot his name, one who goes with the girl. Even he was trying like his
And
level
when
best.
she got convinced, I believe the words of magic,
Yeah.
it's beautiful. If you
Mhm.
do it, so it's very nice.
Like I heard somewhere कि if you can convince your parents, that's the first step to, like, if you can convince your parents, you can convince the entire world about that career path.
True.